Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to Retro Asylum. And I've been logging a lot of hours here on Retro Asylum, putting a lot of videos. Hope you guys enjoyed this week of kind of flooded content on Retro Asylum. Hopefully, if this is your first time watching, you kind of realize this is a reseller channel. I do sell on eBay. I used to sell on Amazon. I used to sell on eBay a long time ago. So I kind of know what I'm doing. Things happened back then. I stopped selling. Now I'm back in it. And I really have to kind of adapt to the way things have changed. And this channel kind of channels me growing my thing after, we didn't have YouTube back then when I did. I mean, I turned 37 this year, so I'm a kind of an older guy getting in this. And I know a lot of resellers are about my age, so it's kind of cool that I'm not the only reseller out there. Getting a pop because I'm extremely thirsty. If you watch my channel, I drink pop a lot. I need to get off of it. But I think we all say that. They drink pop a lot. But anyways, let me set the camera back up. Here we go. America. Stand back a little bit. Anyways, so let me turn around so I don't kill your eardrums. Alright. So, today I have a topic because something happened to me, and it's not that I wanted to see what would happen, but I think it's an interesting thing, and I've heard people talk about it, but I guess I wanted to kind of give my opinion about it, and I think it's really, really a dumb thing to do. So let's kind of just bounce right into it. So just kind of letting there, like I said at the beginning, I kind of just want to give you like that intro to kind of let people know who hasn't checked out the channel before that I do continue to do videos and do topics on this channel concerning the reselling and, kind of my opinions on certain things and kind of a different perspective from a guy who's kind of just now stepping back into the eBay game as eBay is having this massive change to what they're doing. So yeah. So they added this thing called offers. I don't know when they added this, but it's the greatest thing ever. I think it's the greatest thing for a reseller because you can put something on there and you can think that it's worth 15, 20 bucks or more. And somebody can come along and say, hey, I'll offer you 7. And you might have been sitting on this item for a year and a half and it's just sitting in a Rubbermaid tub or sitting on a shelf waiting to be bought. And before this, I think I don't even know, could you message the seller back then? Comment down below if you could message the seller before then, because I don't think you could. But it kind of, I think, changed the game a little bit. And I don't think people know how to take it now. I think people take it the wrong way when people try to offer too low of a thing. So this is what happened. So I can give you kind of a preface to what I'm going to talk about is that I like cards. They're not going to make you $1 million overnight. They're probably not even going to make you $1,000 or $100 overnight. Very, very small profits that you can get for super cheap, and I sell them individually and probably not going to make much money off them, but I think it's fun. I'm probably going to start selling them lots to kind of move them faster. But there is something cool that I like to check out, I like to buy, and I've been looking online for lots. Well, I came across a lot yesterday. It was pretty cool. They had Simpsons trading cards, Star Trek cards, and some other kind of cards or I already have. So it'd be cool just to add to my group that I got and just make a bigger lot. So I said, okay, this is pretty good. But they wanted $40, and I'm like, whoa. Do they not know the value of these cards? Because these cards, unless they have like a massive, because they have some baseball cards, unless they know that something is massive in that baseball card is worth something, I don't know why they're asking $40. Because this is that's a ridiculous price for non-sports cards, in my opinion. They're not worth that much. But I do think they're cool. So I shot him, and this is kind of a thing that I wanted to see what would happen. And I shot him an extremely low ball offer. And I know some people are offended when people do this. I know people think that it's probably kind of wrong to offer somebody really, really low amount of money because, whatever. And I know he probably wouldn't accept it. But I was waiting to see, well, what's he going to counter with? If he comes back at like 15, I'm like, I might take it. I offered him $5. Now, if you know anything about cards, a regular card box, that's what it was. And it was supposed to be filled with these trading cards. He didn't say anything about sleeving them or anything like that before he sends them out. So I'm assuming they're going to come slightly damaged. Um, so he offered me nothing in return. He declined it. That's it. That's all. He just declined it. And I'm like, wow, some sellers have no clue the power that they have. And I think that coming from a guy who's just getting back into it and knowing the power of this offer thing, wow. Like somebody offers you an amount. And I know it's like stupidly low. And I'm like, what? I knew, like I said, I knew he wasn't going to accept it. But even to get the ball rolling a little bit, shoot me back an offer at 30. Something to show that you want to sell the product and you're willing to budge. If this guy legitimately thinks that these cards are worth $40, he is never going to sell these cards. And if he does, they've got to have a store or something. Because that is the only way you're going to move these, is if you have a store, a flea market booth, that you consistently sell these kind of things. That's just been my opinion on these kind of cards. It's harder to sell unless you know a certain set is somewhat rare, which I know the Simpsons cards, I have not seen them hardly anywhere. But still, $40 just for that, not really worth it. I could probably find packs of that and probably get the same cards, most likely, or find a complete set for under $40. So that's the thing. And that's the thing with any website. You're going to find people who overprice items. And I can understand if you're going for an offer, but if this guy wasn't even willing to take $5 or even willing to shoot me back an offer, even if somebody is insulting you, it shows that they have interest in the item, correct? So why would you insult them by saying just decline? I mean, I'm tempted to shoot him a message, but I'm professional about this. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep watching the item. And, I may come back to this and tell you guys what happened I'm not going to shoot, what exact auction it is, but I mean, if you hunt it down, you should be able to find it quite easily. I type up a lot of cards usually, and I just search through from cheap to high, and I go through. A lot of them end up being baseball cards, but if you type up non-sports, you'll get a pretty decent amount. But yeah, kind of weird to me that, no offer was given back. He just declined. And I've heard so many people talk about this, how it's stupid that people do that. Because, like I said, like I just said a second ago, there's interest in the product. If somebody shot you an offer of even 20, would he have responded back? That's my question. Even at $10, would he have responded back? How low would be offensive to him? Was 5 completely offensive? I mean, it was free shipping. I didn't mention that. And that's the way I know. He wasn't going to take $5 for this because that's the shipping alone. But he could have said something back like that. Okay, well, $5 is great for the cards, but I still got to pay for the shipping. So would you do 10? If he said that, I'd be like, yeah, I'll take it. I mean, if he would have shot back at 15, I might have took it. I might have thought about it. Probably wouldn't have took it, to be completely honest, because like I said, I know the value of the cards. I know how much these cards go for, and a lot of people don't want the cards. It's a very, very long sale to sell these cards. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. The more I think about people that do that kind of stuff, it's just baffling to me that they just throw away any sort of customer that could be related or could be wanting to purchase your item, and you don't even shoot an offer back. It's like, really? And I mean, I've had people that I sell things for, I've had people offer $1.50. I think somebody offered me $1.50 on a cassette. And I said no, because I know I could get more for it. And some people have offered me, I think one of the cassettes that I knew was going to be sort of a hard sell, that I was surprised somebody was interested in. They offered me $2.25 or $2 or something, and I accepted it. I think they might have been shocked that I took a $2 offer on the cassette or the low, very low offer. But I won't. But I know some people have offered me $1 for cassettes, and I have refused it because I know I can get more out of it. Some people may think cassettes are worthless, and I think somebody made a comment to me and I don't think I responded to it, or I said something to the effect that, cool, that you think that I can only get that much, but I've sold these many a times. So, but I don't. But the thing is, just like don't engage people because they just want attention. Some people just want attention, and this person evidently just doesn't want to sell their products. So, so whatever. Keep your non-sports cards, and we'll see how long it takes you to sell it because I'm watching it. And a year from now, if he's still got those cards, I'm gonna send him another $5 offer. No, I won't do that. But I mean, I may send him an actual reasonable offer. We'll see. We'll see. I may send him a very, very cheap offer, and see if he offers it, and then shoot a message like, "You've had this item for a year. How much you want for it?" It'd be interesting to see if certain people like watched certain auctions, and a year from now, see how many of those items are actually sold. Something that you know the value of, and somebody overpriced it, and just to see how long an item sits in somebody's inventory before they start to even lower the price, before they realize how much the true value is of an item. Because sometimes, I mean, I've done the same thing where I put something at a higher price and it ends up, not being worth that, and I figure it out. Or I just realize that, oh, I just made a big sale on this item that I didn't expect to be so high, so I'll lower this to get rid of this because I know that a bunch of people are watching it. I've done that before because I thought, hey, I got my sale on this one. Let me try and get a little extra money because I know people are watching this and I know I can get at least a certain amount of money from it, more than what I paid for it. So, that's always something that I'm looking at. So I hope you guys checked out my previous videos. I think my previous videos are really, really cool. They got a lot of great content in there. Go check my hauls out because it's not always hauls. A lot of times I'll pick something up and I'll tell you why I picked it up or why I was reselling it or why I was reselling it at the time. Because there is some things that I won't pick up nowadays because I'm not selling on Amazon anymore. But a lot of stuff I am still selling. But there's a few things that we won't go into. But a lot of stuff I still sell because I see the value in things, and some people don't see the value in things. So I'm willing to take that risk on smaller items because they're easier to store, and I'd rather ship that small item out or multiple small items out than, to buy a huge amount of big items because I just don't have the storage. So I tend to go a lot toward the smalls. So that's why I was hunting. I'm hunting for cards and stuff. I still have a crap ton of cards I need to list though. So I don't know why I was even looking at cards in the first place. I don't know why. I need to stay away. Stay away, Brad. Stop. So I'm looking at stuff like that. I need to list more of my pins that I got offline. I did get some of those. I gotta list those. But I got so much product I need to list and get up that are probably a lot of long tail items. But a lot of the long tail items I thought would sit for quite a while, they flipped. I made money off of them. And a lot of the stuff is just around the house. So always when you're starting to resell or when you think you've hit a wall and you can't find anything, look around the house. You may have stuff sitting around that you just don't want. And a lot of stuff, think about this too, is that when you start doing stuff on eBay, maybe you might think you need this and this and this to start selling at eBay. A good example is I'm not doing FBA anymore. I have a printer that I use to print the labels off for Amazon. I don't need it anymore. I'm not doing FBA anymore. I'm done with FBA. It's worthless. Watch my video on that. I'm done with that. I'm going to be selling it on eBay. I'm not going to be selling on Amazon, but I know how much it's worth, and I'll have to check the value of it on eBay. So yeah, I have Roku's, and I'm getting ready to probably upgrade to another streaming thing, or get in a Blu-ray player that does that as well. But yeah, so many things that you just got to look at around your house and go, do I need that? Like, do I really need that? It's just sitting there, And it's like, if you don't need that, or if you want to update the look of certain things in your house, and you're wanting to get rid of something, I mean, there you go. Extra money that you had laying around in your house, on the walls, on a table, in a closet, whatever. You just got to think about stuff. I think the more we think about cleaning up and decluttering and stuff like that, it's really a chance, like yearly, to declutter yourself and anything that you're going to get rid of. Just think about if you can sell it on eBay, and if you can't, And if you can't, think about lotting them up into like a big group, a box or something, and saying like, I don't know how you would do it, like what you want to call the group of items that you're going to have, but you could do that. A good example is like, I was gonna say like used stamps, but a lot of people I'm sure don't collect used stamps. But that's one thing that if maybe you thought you were gonna start collecting and you got out of it, or your kids started collecting and they're like, yeah, it's stupid. But they have like a whole Ziploc bag full of stamps that's like a huge amount of them, like 100 or less, a little bit under maybe. There's a lot you can sell. Somebody will buy those. Another thing is like bottle caps and things like that, like for crafting and things like that. Trying to think of other things people. I know here a good example is if you have children, and I know every year we have kind of a cleansing, and before Christmas comes, we're like, if anything you're going to get rid of because you need to have room to put your new stuff that you're going to get in. And lately it hasn't been too much because he's already kind of whittled down the stuff that he has, but I still get a little bit every once in a while. Now that we have two kids, it'll kind of be restarting over again. But now it's a lot of little stuff, trinkets, stickers, things like that I get, and that really will go good with like kind of like a grab bag kind of thing on eBay, or some kind of mystery box that you can put together. That'd be kind of cool for like kids, or even adults if you find like off things in your house that you don't want anymore. I'm trying to think of like an example, maybe like a cool T-shirt that you got and you thought would fit you, instead of returning it to Walmart, like holding on to it and just putting it in the mystery box. Maybe you got a size and then the size wasn't really your size. Does that make any sense? Like if you got a large and you thought you were large in that brand, but it didn't fit you, maybe hold on to it and then add some other stuff to it, maybe from the dollar store or something like that, and make a little mystery box. The only thing what I would say about selling things around the house, like I said, just be leery of the rules of eBay. You can't sell certain things. And also for Amazon too, if you're going to do Amazon and stuff like that. Also Etsy, don't forget about Etsy. Yeah, and also too, if friends that are having yard sales, and maybe you could tell them, hey, anything you don't sell, let me know, and if you don't want it, I could take it off your hands, something like that, or checking out yard sales, just to see what you can get to nearby. Maybe if it's not something that you normally sell, it's also a time, I think, when you start to run low on inventory. Also time to kind of just look at places you normally don't look, think outside the box, and kind of start to especially if you have like this small little sales popping up on Facebook Marketplace that you're looking at, or certain places you see noticing having sales, like flea markets and things like that. And it's things you normally don't get into, but if they're extremely cheap or you get a good deal on stuff, maybe take a risk and try it out. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know down below, what do you think about offers? Should you respond back with an offer? Should you just decline them? What's your business practice on eBay about that? Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good jazz. Catch you later. Keep rocking. Keep on reselling.